Hey guys, did you guys notice anything different? That's right, I am filming on an HD camera again because I'm back at my house in Anaheim. I don't know if I told you guys where my family's from. We live in like Anaheim, Orange area. So I'm back here for a little bit. First, I don't know, this is weird now, but I got this really cool wrap and I'm just like crazy in love with it. I just went to, oh, it's raining right now. I just went to like Fashion Island in Newport Beach. So I've been wanting to make a remake, I guess, of this video. I made a confidence video a couple years ago, and it's just advice on just being confident. But this one is going to be more, hold on a second. I'm going to grab a pillow to sit on so I'm tall. So I'm making a self-confidence video this time, and you know, as I was just thinking, I made a post on Instagram just thinking about like, you know, what things you want me to dress and what to say, and to be quite honest, like, I can give you guys so much advice, but it's not the advice I follow. I'm just gonna be real and I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna say exactly what helps my self-esteem. So I think the best way to give advice is by experience, and I'm going to tell you my testimony on self-esteem. Okay, so growing up, I didn't really have trouble with self-esteem. About ages 1 to 8 years old, I was kind of a tomboy and I wanted to be a boy, and I wanted people to call me Michael, and I played handball, kickball, football. I was a track star. I just did a lot of things, and I was active, and a lot of people when I was younger, before 8 years old, would just be like, wow, she acts such like a boy, and like, wow, she's so unattractive, and wow, she's like a rail, and just like all these mean things. I mean, I was called Rudolph a lot because my nose is kind of turned up, and I was out so much because I'm so pale that the tip of my nose was always super red. And people call me Rudolph. I just didn't care. I was like 7. I was just like, you know, like, I love being me. I didn't have a lot of friends, but I just loved being me. I just was confident. I just didn't care what other people thought. I just loved what to do. My self-confidence and stuff started to really strike when I was about 8, 9 years old, when for the first time people started comparing me to my twin. Now, an unfortunate thing with twins is that we're compared a lot. I mean, that's like the first thing happens with twins. Like, of course, you compare them. Like, wow, this one has bigger eyebrows and this. I can tell them apart. She's got a bigger nose. And it just got kind of tough because when I was about 9, people were saying, your sister is prettier than you. Like, you look like a boy. I don't know what it was, but at about 9 years old, I started realizing race, like, you know, ethnicity. I started realizing weight, height, hair color, makeup, just everything. And just like around that time, I just like, my self-esteem dropped a lot. And my sister, she had a weight problem where she was kind of overweight, and then since people always compared me to her, I was always scared of being overweight, and I wanted to kind of set my own identity for myself and be separate from my sister. I remember getting to 57 pounds for like 5'3" at the time. And I was just so tiny, and I struggled with an eating disorder for at least to 14. At 14, it was like in and out. I'd get in and out of being like super tiny. But I mean, that's just kind of where it started. People would compare me and say, like, your twin sister's more beautiful. And I remember when I was in 7th grade, it's so dumb, but you know, I was bullied a lot because I was always told I was like ugly, and I started wearing makeup in the 7th grade and started wanting to look more like a girl because I grew up as a tomboy, and a guy, like an 8th grade guy, which 8th graders were the cool thing. I was a scrub, you know. He just went up and told me, it's just like, wow, your sister's so pretty, like, why are you so ugly? So I started doing my hair. I started straightening this curly mane, and I started to wear makeup. and I just try to make myself look good. And it was around that time I was diagnosed with depression, and a couple years later we find out it's bipolar disorder. I don't know, it's just 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade, my confidence just plummeted. Like, I would not go outside without my hair done or makeup done. I just cared so much what other people thought. I'm like still kind of this day a people pleaser, and I just want to please everybody. I'm wearing curly hair again because in my junior year of high school someone told me, you look better with curly hair, why do you straighten it all the time? I never really loved myself. So I guess like sometimes I think confidence and self-esteem is different. Like, I mean, everyone I guess can have like a false confidence, you know, just go out and be like, you know, I feel comfortable with what I'm wearing, I feel confident in doing things, or I feel able. I guess sometimes confident is being able. I think self-esteem is kind of self-love. People with low self-esteem like don't really like love themselves. They don't love the way they look, and they don't love their personality, and I hated myself. I remember just 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, I just hated myself, and I thought I was unworthy, and I was undeserving, and that I didn't even have any friends. Like, I thought that everyone hated me so much. No one really necessarily hated me. I just felt that, and I started feeling like, because I just really hated the type of person I was. I was always very careful, and I still am, like, careful what I say, because I want people to like me, but I just wanted people to like me so much because I hated myself so much. And you know, there's so much advice that I went through, like, up and down, to help me be more confident, like, you know, like, learn to be beautiful without makeup on, like, go in the mirror every morning and say, I love you, and be positive. Every time you think of a negative thought, think of 3 positive things about anything. Just think 3 positive thoughts, and then you start to build up. But you know, it's not lasting. I can give you guys all this self-esteem and confidence advice, but it's just never lasting. You want to put your confidence and self-esteem into something that's everlasting, that won't like wither away, not in your clothes or your career or your grades, none of that. So when I became a Christian, and I was about 16 years old, I just put my identity in God. With Christ, I'm told I am valuable. I am told I am deserving. And I know this is kind of turned into a sermon, and I apologize, but you know, for someone that's so high, like that high power just tells you you're perfect. Like, you're perfect. You're deserving. You're valuable. You could be like a water bottle, let's say. That's like, it's spit in, it's used, it's got backwash, and like, who would ever want to drink that water bottle? But Jesus would. Just putting your self-esteem in Him, it's just, I have just done something that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. The hardest thing I've ever done in my life was to learn to love myself. But I am reminded every day that I am lovable, and that I am deserving, and that I am valuable. But basically though, with that mindset, I just started to treat myself like I'm deserving, and I just started to treat myself like I'm valuable. And then I just tell myself, like, you know what? You are deserving. You are valuable. And what's the weirdest thing is that when you start to believe that you're deserving and that you're valuable, other people see that and start to think that about you too. and kind of reflect upon themselves. Like, sometimes you will go to people and it's like this, wow, like, what is it about them? It's because they just believe in themselves. I think that's one of the greatest ways to represent Christ. Just that difference. A lot of people hate themselves, and just, when in reality, we just kind of got to accept the fact that, you know, we're not perfect, but we're made perfect. That's my best advice with self-esteem. I'm sorry if it might disappoint some of you guys. I know some of you guys are not Christians, and I know some of you guys are atheists, or I have Islamic, Buddhist, but I guess, like, a good piece of advice is just, like, if you believe that you're deserving and that you're valuable, other people will think that about you too, to be quite honest. It's admirable, and I think it's a good thing. It translates to other people. People want to model that, and then people will, it's just a positive flow. When you have self-love, it reflects into other people. It's the craziest thing I've ever experienced. I hope this video makes sense. If it doesn't, just let me know in the comment box below. Be like, Mishi, what are you talking about? Like, seriously, what are you talking about? If it gets confusing, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll clarify it in another video. This was very emotional based, because I'm a very emotional person. But I just like video suggestions. If you guys want another video about anything, just let me know in the comment box below, or on Instagram or Twitter. I'm trying to be better at social media, so just try all those mediums and we'll see how that works. Okay guys, I'll see you guys later.